Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we are picking up on the 21st of September 1994. And what I want to do in this part is continue working on stabilizing the economy in preparation for the new update. But first things first, a big thank you for all your comments and feedback. You guys give me so much to think about. Now, I did get a comment asking about this coal mine here, which I planned and I've never built, and they suggested maybe that will improve the coal situation. Well, actually, this coal mine here, it doesn't look like it's producing much, but it is keeping this a large aggregate store pretty well full, and that's keeping these two oil processing plants going reasonably fast. We do get the occasional workers come up here, so this often runs at maximum capacity. You can see them all rushing into work here. It should get this up to nearly 15. There it is, 15 and 9 there. So we are managing to keep this going quite well, and this is keeping this store full. And somebody's also asked about whether the iron train is keeping up with deliveries. You can see we got a little bit of delivery here, and so it does this. So this store never really empties. The problem still remains in getting it into this small steel mill. And I think a big part of the problem, especially if you try and use a distribution office, is the fact that it's only got a 20-ton storage with a consumption of 192 tons of coal and 96 tons of iron per day. So I think therefore the only way we're going to really get this up to really maximum efficiency is to rework this and put an intervention store in. In fact, I think going forward, if I ever build one of these again, I'm going to ensure that I've got intervention stores here. And what I'm thinking long term is that once Stilton's up and running, what I'm going to be doing is reworking this area, maybe take this what was it, loading or unloading bay? I think it's a loading bay, and run a conveyor over here directly. And if ideally it'd be nice to get a conveyor up from this store as well, so that the coal and iron is flowing into here fast enough to keep this steel mill going. Although, to be honest, this is reasonably efficient. You can see we've got a few tons of steel in here, and that should be more than enough to keep this warehouse full of mechanical components for the helicopters. Now, it was also mentioned about the fact that I hadn't filled up all my construction offices, and I've gone through and done that. And one of the fringe benefits of that is that I'm actually looking at this construction office here, which you can see I've changed the pickups so that it will do general deliveries. And so what I want to do here is we're going to turn the auto search on, bump it to 3,000 meters, then we're just going to leave it to its own devices. And so what that will mean is it will deliver the basic materials to all these offices here, because what I want to do is get this construction office, this one here, which I'm going to convert from being a road one to a general construction office, and the one up here. And of course what I'm also going to do is change the road construction one here, and I'm going to add buildings to this. And the idea is that these 4 construction offices are going to build all through Stilton, finish off this area here, and also come up to our mining village up here. That's going to be the function of these 4 construction offices. Also, somebody asked me about the actual tankers that sit in here, and the reason I've got extra tankers in this office here is down simply because this is my emergency fuel import office. There's still an issue that during the winter, because I'm not delivering the oil by train, that the fuel can run short down in this area. So I just like to keep that as an option, or to ensure that, that we don't run out of fuel. Because running out of fuel can be a big problem, because once your gas stations run out, all your vehicles stop, and then you're in deep trouble. So we got a lot of traffic running along here. Now, before we get into looking at in detail 1 or 2 other things, what I want to do is play with some trains, or a tram and a train, because in the last part we virtually finished this area here, and you can see we got a coal processing plant. So what I want to do is take advantage of the kind of high unemployment level here in Colville to get a tram out that way. We're going to spend a lot of money on trams and trains. I think we'll go with a 95 here because each one of these needs 50 workers. So once we got 2 of them, 95 workers will be quite adequate. And we're just going to hook you up to there. You're going to unload. And we'll start utilizing all these workers that we got here. There's a big pile of them. And we're just going to kick that off. You can see we got a lot of people here waiting for a job. So if we can get this tram out here, what I'm hoping is that this will fill up all this line through here, so that trucks we're sending out here to pick up coal will not be required anymore. In fact, I think I would like to kind of turn this off now. We've only got the one little distro office here. Let me just see, where are you? I think what we'll do is we'll just turn off the loading there. So these guys will empty their what they've got and then return to here. And hopefully that will fix that problem. And what we should do is end up with some trucks in here that are nice and empty that we can do something with it. Now, the next thing I want to do is set up an alcohol and electronics train, because what I would like to do is set these trains up so that when the new update drops and we can build a distribution office out here, the distribution office will take over the role of the trains. So we're going to come in here and buy electric locomotive. I want something with a bit of speed, so maybe we'll go with that one. And then we need some cargo wagons. I don't want to get too many cargo wagons in here. What's that? If we buy 2 of these, that would give us potential carry capacity of 48 tons of electronics or 60 odd tons of alcohol. I think 2 of those would do quite nicely. And then what we're going to do is never get this to pick up. Now the question is where to start. It's going to be a bit of a convoluted route. I think we're going to run down to here. You're going to pick up electronics and you're going to unload alcohol. Then you're going to run up right round here to here. Here, make sure we get the train station. Here you're going to unload electronics and load alcohol. Then you're going to run all the way through to Dilton, which is down here. And here you're going to unload alcohol and electronics. Then you're going to run, I think we can get into here at Colville, isn't it? Yep. And then we're going to come to Colville here, and you're just going to unload electronics. So the idea is to have like a circular route running round, picking up all these bits and pieces. But what we are going to need to do is set the specialization on there. We're going to do the second carriage first, and we're going to want to reduce. Wait. Oh no, wrong one. Sorry. We're going to, because I don't want to spend all my money. Kind of run around with 12 tons of electronics. We're going to put no electronics in here at all. So what that should do is give me 12 tons of electronics and then as much alcohol as I want to carry. Electronics, otherwise what we'll be doing is running around with 40 or 50 tons of electronics. Kind of just follow the route here just to see, speed the game up a little bit. We should come out here, run round through all the trees. Come through this nice busy area here. Oops, I thought I was expecting him to turn that way. Oh no, that was the... just cut across the front of that train there. So I want to make sure that he picks up the right amount of electronics. I must admit, I'm not 100% comfortable yet with the this setting these parameters up. And of course, what we'll be doing when the new update comes in, we will be allowing for the distribution office to take over. And while we're actually following the train, I just want to talk about something else, and that is Nova has produced a couple of new police stations for the new update. So they're technically you can subscribe to them in the workshop, but they won't appear until we actually get the new update in the beta branch. Unfortunately, it hasn't created any small versions of the crime and justice buildings which we can use on an early start, because both the buildings he's produced, they look quite spectacular, and when the new update does drop, we will be taking a look at them. But of course, that's not going to help with respect to the early start. And we're just going to come into here through, and what I'm expecting is I've already set up the warehouses. Virtually all of it's going. Oh, that's. I was expecting to lose all of it there. We just picked up 5.2 tons of alcohol. We're just going to let the train run, getting nice and close. Oh, maybe that's a bit too close. We'll just follow the train through here. And one advantage of following trains, see the little clock appearing? That means that we've now run into a position where another train is blocking the track. It's a construction train. And so what you're doing by following this, you can actually see whether the trains are being held up and whether it's necessary to split up these long lengths of track. But of course, the problem is that the construction trains run a lot slower than the normal trains. But generally, as long as you keep all your trains working in a certain area, running to the same speed, it shouldn't be a problem. And we're just going to come up into here. And what these should do now is dump off the alcohol and the electronics. There we are. It's all gone now. So we're not going to sell any surplus. We're going to take a little bit of a hit with respect to our income, but that's to be expected. Now, what I want to do now is just going to hook you this guy, and we're going to send him to here. And get rid of his route. And then I want to pick up point from here. And he's going to pick up alcohol and electronics. And then what we need to do is alcohol and electronics to there. I think the easiest way to do this one is just to take this off so this can deliver everything, because I think this guy delivers meat as well. So if we do that, take all those off. The only one is the orphanage. So what should happen now is that these covered holes should deliver electronics to this area as well. What it means is I need to see if we've got anybody delivering electronics to here on the border. Because I think I set manual routes up. Your food. This is the local distribution office. Yep. Actually got a refrigeration truck here. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing there. I think we'll send him to there as well. Because if this guy is delivering the meat from the meat storage here, we don't need a separate truck parked in there. And then what, maybe the electronics is in it. I know I'm delivering electronics here because I've got a little bit in here and I can't. Oh, come on, you can do it, game. You can do it. Nope, there's no electronics there. Just have a look. He's delivering meat. Okay, I've got absolutely no idea. Who are you? No, you have food. Okay, I think we're just going to have to keep an eye on that. I'm almost certain I've got somebody picking up electronics somewhere. Yeah, you're picking up from Knife Edge and you're delivering to there. And what we need to do now is go there and set you there. Remove the Knife Edge Customs Office. Where are you going? You're Nakomo. I think we can remove you as well. And then, actually, I don't even need you. Let's just save that. And strictly speaking now, Colville Cargo Station 2. Don't actually need you there as well, do we? Really, you need a distribution office, don't you? Where are you? You've got electronics on you. How big are you? You carry 3.5 tons. You carry 3. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this guy back to over here. Must admit, I'm finding that managing the distribution offices once the economy gets to a certain size is one of the more tedious elements of the game. What we can do then is, once it's all sorted out, I think what I'll do, guys, is I'll look at that off camera. Now my helicopter crews have run out of work now, and so that is actually intentional, because what I want to do is, where I've got those 4 construction officers working in Stilton, what I want is for the other construction offices here to work in this area. In fact, I want you to work on that. And more importantly, because what I would really like to do is get this area up and running, and we're going to be coming back here to do a little bit of work and layout. Thank you, game. Come into here, we need that built. This is a bus station I've put in. Get the hotel built and maybe get that finished. The heating plant is finished. I've got that. We need to get that built so that we can bring the staff in. So we're going to come back here and look at that in a little while. So if I go back across the map again, I mean, one of the nice things about electronics is you can afford to be a little bit relaxed from the perspective of things happening, because it's not the end of the world if they don't get electronics. Now, one of the other sub-objectives of this video is I want to get to December to see if all these fields are successfully harvested, because in the last cycle we had some losses, and of course we got our new small farm here. I want to see how effective he's going to be. Now up here I've got a construction office, and what I want to do is empty the road construction stuff from Colville here. I want to send up to what we call it, that office there. So we've got quite a lot of things, so we're going to put you in there. Unless we're going to put you on there as well, and we can get 2 of these on as well. Should do. Send you to there. The reason I'm doing this is that by emptying out this area here, we should be able to use that space for more specific construction type trains. Lost the construction office. There it is up here. So hopefully we'll have enough space here for all this lot. And at the moment this is just going to be a storage area for all my road construction vehicles. What we'll do Just want to take a quick look and see how we're doing with this. 45 workers. Cannot back. Wow. That was quick. That is absolutely awesome. And we've got all these guys here. They're all parked up. Looks like none of them have got air. And what I'd like to do is, if you've got reasonable capacity, that I can maybe send you here. How about you? You've got 12 capacity. I know they're all old and worn out, but I just want to, because I don't want to spend a vast amount of money on here. We got a couple in here. What I want to do now is we're just going to pick up some of these dumpers as well from the road crew, because they're really not being that useful in here. And we're going to send these over to here as well. I'll get you over like that. The game's running fast at the moment. Just going to go back to normal speed because I want to do a bit of work. So what we should do now is get these into here. And I've got one more thing that I want to do. Because I've got a spare truck here. And what I'd like to do is buy a tower crane here. Load you onto there. And we're going to send you to there. So I've got 2 tower cranes in here. How many excavators have we got? Only got 1. So I'm just going to flip you back to here. Apologies that this is a little bit tedious, but that's the nature of the beast. I just want to flip up to... and get in the depot because I want the open holes back. And I want to send 1 to here. And we'll send the other 2 back to here. I've got an open hole here. Yes, I have. And we're going to put the bulldozer on there. It would be nice if I could get the on there, and then we'll send you up to you to there. That gets all the road moving vehicles out of there. You need to keep an eye on the money because we're obviously, whoops, where am I? So that now, if I can find the construction office, there he is. I think this truck here can go to here. Because what I really want in this area is all the relatively modern vehicles. There's another one just there as well. Where I send you as well. Anything else that's a bit scrappy? We need the covered hole. I think I'm going to send a cement mixer there as well. Get there. Actually, we're going to send all of the cement mixers there as well. Into here. Then I just want to look at the job list. I think we can add more jobs to this. Want that built, that built, that built, that built. Obviously this hasn't picked up. Certainly want this built, these built. Put you there. and get rebuilt there. Certainly want as much support over here as I think a lot of these have already been finished, but I don't care. So want this guy kind of delivering all the base materials, put that in as well. So a little, yep, get that in. We certainly want these as well. Probably these two, the fire station. That in as well. One thing I did notice was here we need a footpath so that we can hook that up. What that means is that these guys should be able to get in and oops. So what we'll do is we'll kind of get all the asphalt. Say for example here you can see we need concrete, 334 tons of concrete, and so what that office down here will do is over time he will deliver all the concrete into the various places as and when they're needed, just to make sure that this guy's got work to do. He's got a whole pile of stuff to get through as well, probably a lot more than he should do. In fact, what we're probably no, he's got the key jobs that need to be done, so I think we'll be okay from that perspective. Now I definitely need to do a little bit of work up here because I've been looking at Stilton. I've realized that this has only got 1500 capacity. We can't expand very far this way because of pollution, or this way because I built this heating plant a little bit too close together. So I'm having a little bit of a rethink in this area, especially as we've now got our new area here, which this guy's actually waiting for concrete. Let me just think where is it? Yeah, our magic guy's on here as well. Give him, oh no, he's already on it. That's good. And of course I built this power line through here, which is going to be a pain in the neck. So what I want to do is move it. At the moment it's not supplying anything to anyone. So what I'd like to do is possibly get this up, say about there. I have to stick a gravel road in into there like that, and then put a high HT lead across like that, and then I have to take out this lot. This is going to be a bit unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And then I'd like to kind of bend that up like that. And what that does then is it opens up this area here for more dwellings. And I've measured the distance from here. We kind of come here. You'll see that workers come out to here. What I'm thinking for this area is an elevated rail line. Never built one of these, so apologies if we do a little bit of and iron. I think I'm going to go for the full 1500, so we're going to drop it in possibly about there. Well, it's a bit of a slope there, so we need to kind of push this up. Maybe we'll take it in a bit close to that road there. But put a road, make it a little bit more squarer. Now comes the fun bit. I'm going to go straight for electrification. Oh, okay, have a look. Push this down a little bit, we can get the track out. There we are. Take the track out like that. And then we're going to curve it a bit like this. Now this is going to be trams, so we should be able to do steeper incline. We want to... Go on, you can do it. You can do it, game. No, it's not going to work, is it? Okay, actually, just let's cancel that. All we have to do is kind of come out a bit like that. That's smoothed off the incline a little bit, like that. And hopefully this time we can. Putting these on a corner like that can be a bit tricky, and we'll just get rid of this now because what I'm going to do now is irrelevant to the there. And what I want to do is we're going to go up in the air. So I want to come like that, and we'll run. Keep the whole thing elevated. Sheet stop. Come there, trim this. Now, if you break up the bridges, you can actually put signals. So if you do this, and then if I pick another one up and run it to say about there, what you see is there's a little. This is actually built in sections. It's a pain to build, but if you can do this, you can split bridges up and get signals on the top in this where the sections of bridge end. The trouble is it doesn't work over water. I'm kind of, God, like, it'd be nice to kind of, can I drop that down a little bit? Well, that'd be great. And then we've got a nice bit of a curve there. I should have known. Brought it down too low too quickly. Keep it high, maybe like that. Because this is a rising slope here. What we call it, a line here. I can get the view, then I mean hopefully we can maybe bring it down a little bit like that. We've got that there. And then up. That's come down too quickly because I've forgotten about the. I'm going to keep the heights. Got to keep the height until we get over this. Could I bring it down? Save a bit of money. No. We'll bring it down that low. Like that. Come across like that height there, like that. And then to gain some height. Now what I want to do is run into here, but because I built that loop, that's about as far as we can go, because what I have to do is drop this down now, ground level, and then once we've got this, just make sure this actually, yeah, stick that off there, and then once this is built we can then connect this into here. That just leaves me with the problem of this power cable. Oh, look at that. Of course, we're just accept all that rail track. That's it. We now got that there. I've just managed to beat the snow, but not quite finished in this area. Now, Let's get back over here. So we're now on the 23rd of November. We've got a little bit of, these are nearly finished. This is half complete, so this is going to be a close run thing. Up here we've got one field left, and we've got 3 fields left here. So see how we can balance this. Maybe there's just too many fields on this small farm, so we may have to look at other options for that. Over here the rest are all being collected, and I think just to check, we're coming to here and we'll see what the crop situation is. So we've got just over 3,000 tons in there. We've got, can't see against the white, got nearly 4,000 tons in there. Nearly 4,000 tons in there. We've got 3,100, which is close to capacity there. We've got just over 6,000 tons in there, and we've got just short 3,800 there. And if we kind of go down to, where is it? Here. And we've got 1,600 in there, which is a little bit low, but looks like we got quite a lot in there. How much have we got in this silo? Got nearly 3,200 in there. Wow, that's pretty awesome. And let's have a look now at 6.24 tons of electronics in there. So we need to get the electronics distribution for this area hooked into here. If we go back across to Colville, how much have you got in the way of electronics? You've got 8 tons of electronics in there. You've got 5.7 in there. My building, oh, this is the top of that block of flats. We really need to get some there, and we'll just nip over to Stilton. Yeah, you've got 5 tons of electronics there. So I think that is now working as a flow line. And I think in some ways it'd be a good comparison for when we get the distribution office here, because if the distribution office can replicate both the food, clothes and alcohol and electronics distribution in this area, I'll be really made up. I want to get back to here now. It looks like we've actually taken some of the pressure off of customs and excise here. Who are you? Oh yeah, you're still the exporting the surplus from this area here. Now I'm trying to think about, and one thing I haven't checked is my rail construction cranes. What have you guys been up to? He's laid into there. I'm prepared to guess that this guy is probably working on the other side of the map. He's laying the tracks into here. What I've done is I've double tracked this so that when the gravel train and coal train comes in here, they won't have to queue up. I'm going to zap back to here. Because which one are you? I think he's building there. So what we need to do is build out this line here. And then if I dip over to Dilton, what I did over here was I set this up for electrification. And I think what we'll do is I'm going to kick him off there so he can go off around this route. So what I've done is I've flagged all this to be electrified. We need to get this built actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the helicopter crews working on that actually, so that we can finish off this little bit of road structure here. Because what we're really going to need to do is get to this power substation here. Something I was looking at is we've got 182 people who can't work because they've got small children. Now at the moment that's not that big a problem because I've got too much workforce, but I just want to make sure that we don't have the problem in Stilton, which is good. Go over to Colville. We don't have a problem in Colville. Actually, what is the population at the moment? 33,000 with lots and lots of children. Oops, I don't want that. I want this. So I guess that the problems are probably going to be in Ollerton. I mean, it's a bit difficult to see things with this snow on the ground now. Yeah, looks like we got a problem here on this corner, and I think I put a kindergarten in here. Yeah, I did. Right, we're going to need another kindergarten in this area. Looks like we've... Oh, that's why the population's gone up. This building's been filled in. That building got finished when I wasn't paying attention to. Anyway, it's not a problem. I mean, it'd be nice if I could get the kindergarten in here. Got here 216. Wow, that's a bit too big. Why these are both the same? You got 80. When I could put it kind of on the back here, but the problem is it's all creeping upwards towards the heating plant. I suppose I could put it there. Have we got anything else that's... I want something that's reasonably large. 150. What we got here? This is 150, and right, we'll fit in there. I think we've got our candidate. If I can get it in here, and just put you in there. And what we can do is just bring you down to like that. And again, we're just... Must admit, I'm becoming more of a convert to the helicopter crews doing some of this work, some of the heavy lifting when it comes to footpaths. But we've got these guys here who aren't really overloaded at the moment, so in fact they've already detected all this lot. Look at that. Fine body of men. What are you doing? I mean, he's got quite a lot of work, but I think a lot of his work is focused on this area, which I'm paying which is being put together. I think we've got some workers in the power plant here, but we probably need more workers in the power plant here. Now, let me just see. We've got quite a lot of workers waiting. I think all I've got running up here is just one very small bus, if I remember correctly. Not there, sorry. There, over here. We got 2 small buses. And they're actually picking up from here. So really what we need is another route, because I don't think... You've got some workers there, but my instinct is possibly to have... You could run a small bus up from here. I mean, if I do put this in here, is there anything else around here that can benefit from it? Not really, is there? I think I need to think about that one. So we've got the kindergarten there. We're not going to get these fields cleared, are we? Actually, it says that it's finished that one, because the combine is leaving. So we've just managed to get that one finished. Far off the U. This one's finished as well. Wow. About going down to the wire. Or is that the fact that we've now passed the 2nd of December? I think we've taken some losses from this farm, and we've taken some losses from these fields as well, but I think it's fairly marginal. I don't know if I can get any more vehicles in here. The problem is the actual harvesters, because at the moment we've only got these CK50 harvesters, which aren't particularly that fast. If I kind of go over, oops, we go over to the border. Over here, we come to this border here, and I show you because we're now getting to the end of, well, the end of 1990s. We're running out of vehicles, so it's going to be even more important to try and get the vehicle construction building up and running. But at the same time, but what I might also resort to is possibly unlocking all vehicles, because you can see it once we get to 2000, we won't have any more harvesters unless any more appear. So that's going to be a bit of a problem there. But we do have a one for dollars. Yeah, but again, this one expires in 2000 as well, and we don't really have the money for it. And we really need some faster harvesters. And I think we sent an open hole here for a reason. Oh, it was excavators, wasn't it? I don't know if I can get. Can we get 2 excavators on one open hole? I doubt it. And what we'll do is we're just gonna. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We're gonna buy another open hole. And we'll buy a big one. Get the excavators on it. Put you on there. And work. From here. And what we'll do is then you do to here. And what that should do is give us. I know these guys have run out of work. Right. They're a little bit too efficient. Don't think I really need that just at the moment. We certainly need that and that. It'd be nice to build that because we could get a secondary storage from there. We certainly need this built. We certainly need. Where is it? No, this has been built. This is good. Certainly want the steel mill built. We want that built. We want everything built around this area here. Looks like the distribution offices are quite not being finished. That's good. And the other thing also is we need to think about power into this area as well. So that goes that way. That goes to there. We certainly want that built. Once the white is actually working in our favour. We're certainly going to need that built, and we need this built, that built, and of course I need to get. What did I put out here? Yes, we need this built as well. Okay, oops. We need that built. And that built. Why is this not being picked up? Wait, road crew, where are you? Not when you sat around doing nothing. I want this built, please. Then we can build in this area here. you should have detected this, but maybe you're not that interested. We'll get this road built through here. Now in the last part we did build up the our culture here, so we just want to do a quick check, and we've got that. We got cannot participate in sports, but why are you not getting any alcohol? Didn't I add you to the alcohol delivery? I think I didn't add the. I actually didn't add the alcohol to the line. Oh well, that's the way it goes. There's been a little bit of a dry spell in the good old hometown here at the moment, but I'm sure these guys will now get out and do the necessary honours. I just want to check to. Yeah, we've got plenty of meat in here. Just want to make sure that my messing around has not affected the food supply into here. These guys have obviously still got a bit of alcohol. I'd be interested to see what the alcohol addiction actually is. What we got here, it's 2% at the moment, which is okay. Kind of happy with that. I think that would be good. And I've virtually run out of time on this video, so what we'll do is we'll just go over and check our new place over here, because one thing I wouldn't mind doing, not here, sorry, up here, is I wouldn't mind actually getting our little farm working here. I mean, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields here. There's nothing sophisticated, and I think what we'll do is I'll just buy the tractors manually. That's 28, that's 24, that's 20. We're just going to buy a couple of tractors and maybe 4 harvesters, leave a little slot in there. I mean, we've only got 6 fields, or 7 fields, sorry. One thing I am going to need, I've just suddenly occurred to me, we're going to need some distribution offices here, because what I'm thinking is that when we populate this area, I'm going to import the food and clothes from the border to begin with. What we got, we certainly need that built. The helicopters. Where are you going? You're built there. Yeah, I think we've got everything with respect to that. And what I was going to do is put in some distribution offices here. I think we'll tuck them up in this corner here. We're going to need 1 to collect the 2 to collect the crops and 1 to manage the import of food and clothes. We put 3 in there like that. Again, we'll just allocate our helicopter crews. Let's allocate all of them in straight away like that. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. What I'll do off camera is play through until the snow is gone, so that we have a better view. And hopefully if we can get everything set up in this area, we might be able to get some population moving in. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.